Several bullets hit a King County Sheriff's deputy's car. Coming up, we'll have the latest on the search for the shooter.
Also coming up, new overnight, a leaking package sends 2 postal workers to the hospital. What we're learning about what may have been inside a leaky package.
Another round of road work. Drivers face more construction and detours over the weekend. What you need to know to avoid the backups.
You're watching King 5 News.
Hi, everybody. 6 o'clock is the time. I'm Joyce Taylor.
I'm Mark Wright. Happy Friday. So some drizzle out there. Rich Marriott standing by out in the elements with a look at your forecast. Morning, Rich.
Good morning. Yeah, it's been a little wet off and on around western Washington overnight as we have a weakening front pushing its way in. You can see on the Doppler radar there is some moisture out there this morning, especially out along the coast and over southwestern Washington. It's been pretty consistently wet and occasionally making its way into the South Puget Sound. We've seen some of those areas make their way up as far as Seattle and see another pretty good band now organizing itself and pushing towards Olympia. It looks like that might be the front, the remains of the front itself, which is going to move through, give us a round of steady rain here over the next couple of hours. Checking temperatures to start off the day. We're running mostly in the mid to upper 50s. Look for the steady rain to turn to off and on showers by midday, and we'll continue with showers and sun breaks during the afternoon. Cooler today with highs back in the mid to upper 60s. Kind of a cool, showery start to the weekend, improving though before it's over and turning very summery next week. We'll take a look at that forecast in just a couple of minutes. Right now, let's take a look at that Friday morning commute. Tracy Taylor watching it for us.
Crash on southbound 405 at South Center this morning, off to the side. A little bit of a distraction. Back up, well, around the West Valley Highway. Our biggest problem now lies out in Factoria this morning. This is northbound 405 to westbound I-90. DOT's got this rolled semi, so you can see this is a little bit of an issue and a couple of cars involved. They did tweet out that this is that ramp from northbound 405 to westbound 90, not on southbound 405, as it was initially reported this morning. What is this going to do with our drive times? Our South Center to Bellevue drive time now is moving up to about 20 minutes, averaging at 50 miles an hour. We'll have more ways to get around this rolled semi coming up in less than 10 minutes. Mark and Joyce, back to you.
Tracy, thank you. 6:02 is the time right now. Breaking news in Kent. Someone opened fire on a King County Sheriff's deputy's car this morning. Investigators say a number of bullets hit that patrol car, which was parked in front of a home. King 5's Adam Mertz live on the scene with the very latest. Adam.
Well, Mark, investigators say this appears to be a drive-by shooting. Someone came right up this street and fired multiple shots at that police car, which is parked right in front of that house. If you look really closely, you can see some of the bullet holes at the back end of that sheriff's deputy's car. Kent Police and the King County Sheriff's deputies are out here on the scene talking with people at the home, which is located on the 26,000 block of Lake Fenwick Road South. Investigators would not go into specifics about who was in the home or who lives here, only saying that the deputy's car was parked in the driveway. It appears the shooter was aiming at the car, but bullets may have also struck the house. We can tell you no one was injured, but they do not have a description of a suspect or possible suspects. That's something that they're trying to figure out now, who may have fired these shots out here. As we speak, the police department remains on the scene. They'll be out here for quite some time as they continue to process this scene and collect evidence. Of course, we'll stay out here throughout the morning and bring you the very latest. For now, reporting live in Kent, Adam Mertz, King 5 News.
Thank you, Adam. 6:03 is the time right now. 2 post office workers were sent to the hospital overnight after handling a leaking package. A hazmat team responded to a post office distribution center in Kent just before midnight. 2 employees found the package near the back loading dock. It was covered in liquid. Both workers complained of coughing. They had trouble breathing. The hazmat team determined the material was a respiratory irritant, but it was not explosive, radioactive, or immediately dangerous. Postal officials are now looking into where that package came from.
It's 6:04 right now. Today, Mayor Ed Murray here in Seattle is set to sign the preschool program legislation that voters will decide this fall. It is a $58 million property tax levy. The measure would fund voluntary preschool for about 2,000 3- and 4-year-olds by the year 2018. On Monday, the City Council voted unanimously to put the mayor's plan on the ballot in November.
Well, after 8 shootings and 200 911 calls connected to a single bar, the mayor of Renton has had it. Dennis Law says that he wants to revoke the liquor license from Home Run Restaurant and Lounge. The most recent shooting was about a week ago. It took the life of a 27-year-old man. Ann Healy has lived here off of Airport Way for decades, and she says everything changed about 3 years ago when the bar opened.
And then it turned into a bar and different people took it over, and it's been noisy ever since, really, with loud music, especially at weekends.
His clientele has a small percentage of bad eggs. All of them do. But to blame the business is hokum.
The bar's owner says that deadly shooting did not take place on his property, but in an alley that sits adjacent to it. He says that he is being unfairly targeted.
A 13-year-old boy is waking up in his Oak Harbor home this morning after nearly drowning in a swimming accident. Daniel was swimming with friends at Little Cranberry Lake last Saturday when he got tired. His friends started screaming for help. That's when 3 men jumped into the water. They found Daniel about 15 feet deep. He had been underwater for about 10 minutes. Rescuers started performing CPR.
I remember yelling when these guys were doing CPR, just going, come on, just keep going, just keep going.
We rolled him on his side and he spit out water, and that's when he started breathing.
My kid wouldn't be alive today if it weren't for that.
One of the rescuers was so moved by the experience that he started a fundraising website to help Daniel's family through the recovery process. You can find a link to that right now at king5.com.
Well, Seattle police officers on leave for an excessive force investigation. Investigators say the officer was arresting a woman during a domestic violence call. Both she and the officer were injured during that arrest. The Office of Professional Accountability was called to investigate and is now reviewing in-car video. Well, the FBI and local authorities are asking for the public's help finding a bank robber. The picture, this one, is from a Wells Fargo in Des Moines. The suspect has been dubbed the summertime heat robber because he typically wears dark sunglasses and a dark baseball cap. This picture from the most recent robbery at a key bank in Issaquah on Wednesday. Investigators say that he has robbed at least 2 banks in the past week.
It's the opening day of the much-anticipated Paradiso Music Festival at the Gorge Amphitheater in Quincy, Washington. The event is known for its electronic music and carnival setting, but last year's event left 1 person dead. 70 people had to go to the hospital from drug overdoses. Live Nation, the concert promoter, has been releasing a video touting changes they've made for this year's concert. According to the video, promoters hired a new health and safety director. They'll also have 24/7 emergency physicians on hand. Live Nation also has contracted with the Grant County Sheriff's Office to have deputies on scene in uniform and undercover.
Be able to build intelligence on who might be trafficking or selling illegal drugs, and then be able to target those individuals and bring them into custody.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office says every bag carried into the venue is subject to a search. NASA's newest spacecraft is getting ready for its first mission. Take a look. Orion comes loaded with the largest heat shield ever built and a computer 400 times faster than the ones used on the space shuttles. No astronauts will be on board the December flight, which will test the spacecraft systems for future manned missions.
It's incredible what they can do with technology now. Let's check in with Rich. Looking at the weather this morning, a little rain out there this early hour. Rich?
Yeah, it is, and actually we had a pretty good round of steady rain. It's let up pretty much for the time being, but there's a lot more headed our way. Take a look outside right now. You can see that view out at SeaTac looking a little dark this morning, and no backups at all on the departure deck to start off the day. Checking our Doppler radar, you can see little bands of rain working their way in from the coast. It's a front trying to work its way inland, but it's weakening as it moves inland, so we're not going to see it produce too much. Once you get up there north of Seattle, we'll see a little bit of rain shadowing there, at least for the morning hours. Getting in closer, you can see fairly dry till you get up there, till you get down south of Seattle, and you'll run into the next band of rain working its way up through Olympia right now, headed up towards Tacoma here fairly quickly, and they'll continue to push on up towards Seattle and maybe a little bit north of that, but they've been kind of dissipating once they get north of Seattle here for the last several hours. And see, if you're headed out towards the coast, you're going to be looking for kind of a wet day out there. Our Westport camera looking very soggy this morning to start off this Friday. They're at Shorecrest High School and Shoreline, seeing some occasional showers coming down there. Temperatures pretty mild, mostly mid to upper 50s around western Washington, 50s and low 60s east of the Cascades. Checking our Futurecast computer model from the University of Washington, you see we are looking for just off and on showers to move through during the course of the afternoon. Those will continue to move through through the afternoon and overnight tonight, as we'll continue to see these little weak disturbances kind of ripple by, just maintaining a chance of off and on showers. But during the day, they'll be mixed in with some sun breaks. We'll be looking for cooler temperatures as well. But then as we start to head towards Sunday, we'll start to see high pressure pressure build off the coast. That is going to decrease the showers and give us some clearing as we head towards later Sunday, and on track for sunny and warm weather to start next week. Checking the forecast over the interior western Washington this morning, we'll see some areas of steady rain around, especially Seattle southward this morning. And then as we head towards late morning in the afternoon, we'll look for off and on showers mixed in with sun breaks. High temperatures today, most spots getting into the mid to upper 60s. Out on the coast, we're going to be looking for some rain this morning, turn to showers and sun breaks this afternoon, low to mid 60s. East of the Cascades, look for a mixture of clouds, sunshine, and showers this morning, and chance of a thunder shower this afternoon. Temperatures low 70s to low 80s. For tomorrow, we're going to be looking for showers and sun breaks, mid 60s for the highs, decreasing showers and clearing. Highs around 70 for Sunday. Monday through Wednesday, sunshine, mid to upper 70s, maybe some 80s on Tuesday. Morning clouds and afternoon sunshine as we head towards Thursday with highs back around 70 degrees. Check out the mountain forecast coming up in just a few minutes, and take a look at the 4th of July forecast coming up in our second half hour. Right now, let's check with Tracy Taylor and see what's coming up as you try to get to work this morning.
I like how I timed out vacation on that one.
So, actually, yeah, the first part of next week is going to be beautiful to be out and about around here.
Yeah, well, it's time to work in the yard is what
I figured you'd be going fishing.
Yes, we will be doing a little fishing.
A little of that in, that's good.
Yeah, but that's something that, yes. With the husband's birthday this weekend, you better believe we will.
Party time.
Yes, it
get
is.
Out the special lampshades.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay. No, a couple of things. First of which is soggy conditions means accidents this morning. A couple of problems for drivers on 16 to northbound 5. I saw this guy and I just tweeted out this picture. He's hanging off here off to the side, and it looks like we've either got a motorcyclist involved in this one or another car, but it looks like whatever it is, it could possibly be rolled. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, but that's 16 to northbound 5. Also a crash that's on 512 here at I-5 as well. So things are going to be a little slow for you down through Tacoma. But what we're watching right now is that drive from Tacoma to Seattle ramping up to 42 minutes, moving at 38 miles an hour, especially those of you around the dome this morning. Yeah, it's a little slow through there. All right, and a live look at the dot cams. They're turning it around this morning. I grabbed the latest tweet from DOT. They're talking about the crash. It's a rolled semi northbound 405 to westbound 90, not southbound on 405. They're turning it around. Here we go. You can see now that we're zooming in a little bit closer here, this is going to be a little bit of an issue. So that drive out of South Center in towards Bellevue is going to be a little bit of a challenge if you take I-90. We're going to keep an eye on that. 27 minutes now from Everett to Bellevue, 21 on 520 from Redmond, and a 16-minute drive from Auburn to Renton. Guys, back to you.
All right, Trace, thank you. 6:12 now. Frugal Friday. Frugal food Friday.
It's a tongue twister.
On Friday, isn't it? Up next, how you can save big and stay cool this summer.
Also making the most of your vacation. Why some people are taking longer trips this season.